I think it's important that students and families see us as human beings. I think it's important that they see us as active parts of our community.
Just having a whole other group of lives that you're impacting and people that are kind of right there, right in the forefront to get the best part of you. Day to day, the emotional part that gets put into it, the worry that gets put into it. You might lie in bed awake at night, thinking or possibly worrying about how you're going to help a certain child.
Especially working in this community, teaching is like an act of like social justice. Like there's things that happen to my kids that I will never see happen in my life. Your job matters every single day. I matter to at least one of them every single day. Having one person in their life every single day at school that believes in them, that's what I'm really passionate about.
It's not like you change the lives of every student you touch, but you touch the lives of every student you have, I feel they're my legacy to the world. I think the other thing that a lot of people don't understand is that we're all kind of at the whim of the way the wind blows in the state. The state requires an awful lot of school districts without giving them funding for those things. There's a lot of unfunded mandates out there. So whenever the state requires something, the school has to move personnel around, move money around, whatever that takes in order to fulfill those mandates.
There are a lot of different moving pieces in education. It's really important. I think from the outside, it's very easy to say, oh, this is wrong or this is right, when really each student brings their own, their own set of circumstances.
I really do think it's about the relationships. Getting to see students see themselves differently and helping them see that they are mathematicians and that they can do it. That's something that, changing that mindset and changing that the way that they see themselves is something that fuels me as well.
Teachers work really hard at what they do, not so much for the content, but because of the kids in front of them, and you really want to make sure that you're reaching those kids and meeting their needs and helping them grow in all areas. If my style doesn't work with a particular student, maybe one of my teammates, they get to know that student better because their style is better for that student.
It's not just about teaching lessons, it's kind of teaching them how to be, independent but responsible individuals and learning how to solve conflicts and learning how to communicate properly. So I think teaching is just more than teaching a lesson on a topic and then testing students on that topic.
So they're pretty much crashing into each other, which then causes the example of what?
Education is evolving so much, so it doesn't go in that order anymore. Teachers aren't up in the front of the room necessarily talking the entire time or testing their students every single day on something.
Just like any profession, you wouldn't want your doctor to be doing the same practices as they did years ago. You wouldn't want your teacher to be doing the same thing they did years ago. So I like that it's evolving and changing. It makes it fun, it makes it exciting.
I go to my colleagues when something's going wrong in my room, and they're the people that help me think of strategies to help the kids. And they're also the people that I go to celebrate with too.
Even the hardest of days, you can look out at a classroom at any point in time and you get to make a connection with a student. And we have so much diversity in this community with socioeconomic levels and cultures and race and just life experience that when it all comes together, I feel like our children get to really learn how to be in a real life situation.
I get to work with these kids and see them be successful and see them overcome things and help them that, hey, you've got some stuff going on at home, but you're in control of you, and what can I do to help you become the best you that you can be?
There's just different roles that I play all day long. So I could be a nurse for a second, or I could be a mom for a second, or I could just be a friend for a second. Being able to have that flexibility and make it work for your kids and your class and you at the same time is something that's definitely different than other jobs.